Okay, I'm gonna have to lower the power even more. I'm at 15 amps. And the wire's still getting really, really warm. This is the wire from the first charger the charger that came with the scooter, which is a very low powered charger. It makes sense they would use a thin wire on that. I was just trying to reuse everything. I'm gonna go down to let's try 10 amps and see if that. I better go down even more. That wire's pretty warm. Let me just go to 2.6 amps. I'm trying to remember what the original charger was. What's the power of the original charger for the Roadrunner Pro? Because that's what that wire's rated for. It seems like I shouldn't go beyond that rating. Let's see. This is the charger. See how I cut the cord off of it and just used it on the Roger charger? But I'm seeing that I have to change the wires themselves. Let's see how many amps this was rated at. 3.5 amps. Okay, so I shouldn't put more than 3.5 amps. But I would think I could be able to go at least 5 amps on that wire. And let's just go to 3.5 and let the wire cool down. This charger's so powerful, it just passes right past 3.5 by just barely turning the dial at all. Okay, we're at 3.46 amps. That's what that wire is rated for. We'll leave it at that. And I'll change that wire. I'll upgrade the wire to 12 gauge. And then I have to hope that the inside of the battery, and I really should open it up and make sure it's not getting warm in there, because what I'm told by many people is that the wires, even though the battery management system can often handle, for example, the Dualtron Thunder 2, the battery management system in that scooter can handle 56 amps of charging. The battery can handle, I'm trying to remember what the numbers are. I think that battery can handle, you know what, instead of guessing, let me just see what my numbers are. I wrote it down. Where'd it go? Oh, I thought I wrote it in here. Oh, wow. I have some homework to do then. I have homework to do. Oh, here it is. It was in this compartment. Okay, if the cell, this is making assumptions again. Again, I'm going with the highest capacity LG cells, the highest charge capacity, charge rate. If these are 3.4 amp each cell, and if there's 8 in parallel, 8 times 3.4 equals 27 amps charge rate maximum. So this is a 40 amp hour battery this is the Dualtron Thunder 2. This is a 40 amp hour battery. So what do we see here? 27 amps max on this one. Oh, I was telling you a story. So on the Dualtron Thunder 2, if this battery, if the BMS, the battery management system, can handle 56 amps, right? Charging. But what can the cells handle? The cells can handle 27 amps, right? And then the next question is, what can the wires that go from the charge ports, which are right here on the side, right? These charge ports, there's 2 of them, or that's not the charge port. That's supposed to be for an auxiliary battery, which you switch to that with this switch here on the side. A lot of people treat that as an on and off switch. If you plug a battery into this and you switch that, that changes from this battery to the other battery. That's my understanding of that switch. Now these two are connected together with wires, and we don't know that these wires can handle 27 amps, or how many amps would that be per plug, right? We have to divide 27 by 2. So let's see, 27, what's 2 times what is 27? Well, 14 and 14 is 28, so it's about 14 amps on each plug. So the question is, can the wires handle 14 amps on each of those plugs, right? Going to the battery management system and to the battery, right? Wherever they go, where those wires go. I think they go to the BMS. Or they might go directly to the cells, and then the BMS reads the temperature of the cells, and then if it gets too hot, it stops the charging. Well, if it stops the charging, it would have to, that means that the plugs have to go through the BMS, right? So they must go, one of the wires at least has to go through the BMS, I guess. That's my approximation of what I think is happening. So we're down to 261 watts. That's very low power. And that's what the regular charger usually does, approximately, right? Do they give us a watt rating? We could just multiply the amps times the volts to get the watts, though. Output is 67.2 volts at 3.5 amps. So I set that charger to 66.6 volts. So I could actually set it a little bit higher. But it is charging up. Okay, the wire cooled down. It's room temperature now. So, yeah, I'll have to use this wire. It's the same. I'm going to use this wire here. See how thick this wire is? That's 12 gauge wire. I'm going to use that. I'm going to take the plug apart. I'll take this plug apart and solder the thicker wires directly into the plug, directly to it. But that doesn't mean I can charge that battery at 20 amps. We don't know what the wires, if the wires can handle that inside the battery. So those might have to be upgraded as well. That's a possibility.